Types of chemical reactions. Chemical reactions are classified into the 4 types in accordance with the nature and the number of the reactants and the products. Combination reaction. Try this. Apparatus, test tube, glass rod, beaker, etc. Chemicals, hydrochloric acid, ammonia solution, slaked lime, etc. Activity 1. Take a small amount of hydrochloric acid in a test tube. Heat the test tube. Dip a glass rod in the ammonia solution and hold on to the top of the test tube. You will observe a white smoke emanating from the tip of the glass rod. What must have happened? Due to heating, HCl vapors started coming out from the test tube and NH3 gas came out from the solution on the glass rod. The ammonia gas and hydrogen chloride gas reacted to form the salt ammonium chloride in gaseous state first. But immediately, due to the condensation process at room temperature, it got transformed into the solid state. As a result, white smoke was formed. The chemical equation for this is as follows. NH3 gaseous plus HCl gaseous gives NH4Cl solid. Statement 12. Activity 2. Hold a magnesium Mg strip in a pair of tongs and ignite. On burning in air, a white powder of magnesium oxide is formed. The reaction can be written in the form of equation as shown. 2Mg plus O2 gives 2MgO. Statement 13. In this reaction, magnesium oxide is formed as the single product by combination of magnesium and oxygen. Activity 3. Take water in a beaker up to half of its capacity. Add a few pieces of slaked lime, calcium oxide CaO, to it. Calcium hydroxide CaOH2 is formed by combination of calcium oxide and water with generation of large amount of heat. CaO plus H2O gives CaOH2 plus heat. Statement 14. Use your brain power. 1. What is the number of reactants in each of the above reactions? Answer. There are 2 reactants in each of the above reactions. 2. What is the number of molecules of reactants taking part in the above reactions? Answer. The above 1 and 3 reactions, the number of molecules of reactants are 2 and reaction 2 has 3 molecules of reactants. 3. How many products are formed in each of the above reactions? Answer. A single product is formed in each of the above reaction. When 2 or more reactants combine in a reaction to form a single product, it is called a combination reaction. Decomposition reaction. Try this. Apparatus, evaporating dish, Bunsen burner, etc. Chemicals, sugar, calcium carbonate, sulfuric acid, etc. Procedure. Take some sugar in an evaporating dish and heat it with the help of a Bunsen burner. After some time, you will see the formation of a burnt out black substance. Exactly what must have happened in this activity? In the above activity, a single reactant sugar is divided into 2 substances, C and H2O. C12H22O11 gives 12C plus 11H2O. Statement 15. The reaction in which there is only one reactant giving rise to 2 or more products is called a decomposition reaction. Apparatus, 2 test tubes, bent tube, rubber cork, burner, etc. Chemicals, calcium carbonate, freshly prepared lime water. Procedure. Take some calcium carbonate in a test tube. Fit a bent tube to this test tube with the help of a rubber cork. Insert the other end of the bent tube in the freshly prepared lime water taken in the other test tube. Heat the powdered calcium carbonate in the first test tube strongly. The lime water will turn milky. We saw in the above activity that calcium carbonate undergoes decomposition reaction and the carbon dioxide gas formed turns the lime water milky. Equation 16. The second product of the reaction, the calcium oxide powder, remains behind in the first test tube. Similarly, in another reaction, equation 17, hydrogen peroxide naturally undergoes slow decomposition into water and oxygen. CaCO3 solid on heating gives CaO solid plus carbon dioxide is released. Equation 16. 2H2O2 liquid gives 2H2O liquid plus oxygen is released. Equation 17. 16 and 17 both are decomposition reactions. Can you recall? Is it possible to produce hydrogen by decomposition of water by means of heat, electricity or light? Answer: yes, it is possible to produce hydrogen by decomposition of water by means of heat, electricity or light. We have studied in the previous standard that water decomposes into hydrogen and oxygen gases on passing electric current through acidulated water. This decomposition takes place by means of electrical energy. Therefore, it is called electrolysis. 2H2O liquid gives electrical energy. 2 hydrogen is released plus oxygen is released. Equation 18. The chemical reaction in which 2 or more products are formed from a single reactant is called decomposition reaction. Many degradation processes take place in the nature surrounding us. Organic waste is decomposed by microorganisms and as a result, manure and biogas are formed. Biogas is used as a fuel. Displacement reaction. We saw in the beginning of this chapter that on adding zinc dust to blue-colored copper sulfate solution, a colorless solution of zinc sulfate is formed and heat is generated. See the equation 3 for this reaction. From that we learned that the Zn2 plus ions formed from Zn atoms take the place of Cu2 plus ions in copper sulfate and Cu atoms formed from Cu2 plus ion come out. It means that Zn displaces Cu from CuSO4. The reaction in which the place of the ion of a less reactive element in a compound is taken by another more reactive element by formation of its own ions is called displacement reaction. We will learn about reactivity of elements in the chapter on metallurgy. The elements iron and lead, similar to zinc, displace copper from its compound. Use your brain power. Complete the following reactions and give names of the products. 1. CuSO4 aqueous plus Fe solid gives dash plus dash. Answer: CuSO4 aqueous plus Fe solid gives FeSO4 aqueous plus Cus solid plus heat. When iron powder is added to copper sulfate solution, more reactive iron displaces less reactive copper from copper sulfate. The colorless ferrous sulfate solution is formed with evolution of heat. 2. CuSO4 aqueous plus Pb solid gives dash plus dash. Answer: CuSO4 aqueous plus PbS solid gives PbSO4 aqueous plus Cu solid plus heat. When lead is added to copper sulfate solution, more reactive lead displaces less reactive copper from copper sulfate. The colorless lead sulfate solution is formed with evolution of heat. Double displacement reaction. We have seen in the equation 9 that a white precipitate of silver chloride is formed by an exchange of silver and sodium ions present in the reactants. The reactions in which the ions in the reactants are exchanged to form a precipitate are called double displacement reactions. Recall the activity 3 in which you added potassium chromate K2CrO4 into the solution of barium sulfate BaSO4. 1. What was the color of the precipitate formed? Add potassium chromate K2CrO4 into the solution of barium sulfate BaSO4. 1. What was the color of the precipitate formed? Answer. The color of the precipitate formed is yellow. 2. Write the names of the precipitate. Answer. The name of the precipitate is barium chromate. 3. Write down the balanced equation for this reaction. Answer. The balanced equation is BaSO4 aqueous plus K2CrO4 gives BaCrO4 plus K2SO4. 4. Will you call this reaction a displacement reaction or a double displacement reaction? Answer. This reaction is a double displacement reaction